I grew up in a storytelling family. I didn't know anything else. So for me, it was just kind of normal to be going off on expeditions and capturing stories and images and bringing them back to audiences around the world. The world has changed drastically. In the time of my grandfather, there were a couple of TV channels. And so, you know, when you came back from school or wherever it is that you were, the choices were limited. So a lot of people in that generation grew up with a few storytellers. Now we have the capacity of giving space for a lot of storytellers, whether it's through our social media, through traditional distribution channels, through streaming, etc. So I think that the importance of storytelling hasn't changed. It's just the access to storytelling has. Even though I grew up in this family, I didn't necessarily think I was going to follow this path. I studied psychology because I was interested in human behavior and human thinking. How is it that we are different? How is it that our behavior shifts? Why is it that certain people express mental illnesses while others are more adept at perhaps resilience or adaptation? And how is it that we can help change people's consciousness? That's the progression of where I've gone. In my master's degree, I studied intercultural relations, wanting to understand how we work and behave across cultures and what makes us professionally and personally successful while other people struggle more to deal with differences of opinions, differences in language, and differences in ways of living. I want to bring us to Beto and the importance of storytelling in his culture, but I want us to also remember that all of our cultures are made of storytellers, and it doesn't matter if you sit around a fire the way we all had traditionally told stories orally, or whether you're putting them up on Instagram. It matters what you choose to share. And there's an important message Beto shared with an audience. I'm going to share with you now. When somebody said, "What can we do?" He said, "You've seen my story, now take it forward as yours." So I want to start with that thought and bring it back towards the end. Once you have heard the story, take it forward as your own, because then it becomes yours. And when something becomes personal to you, then you are more adept at creating change. Beto lo que estaba falando un poco sobre por qué mi familia conta historias y todo eso, mi pai, mi avó y todo eso, e como cheguei eu a contar histórias mais com pensamento mais na psicologia, tá? Mas que agora há muitos meios de contar histórias, que não é solamente 3 canais na televisão, temos streaming, temos redes sociais e todo isso, mas somos todos humanos compartilhando histórias. E essa coisa que você falou no aquário de Baltimore, que uma pessoa falou, que posso fazer eu? E que você respondeu, agora que você escutou minha história, é a história de você, siga contando. Assim que vou traduzir, I'm just going to tell him the question. A pergunta é com tu cultura, tu pensamento, tu história, qual é essa importância das histórias e de contá-las?
Ok. A nossa forma de repassar os conhecimentos, ela é oral. Isso é específico do meu povo lá, por exemplo. Os demais também, a maioria dos 7 que compõem aquela área, né? E de forma que os mais velhos, eles repassam as informações para os mais jovens. Tudo sobre conhecimento da selva, sobre as ciências, sobre o conhecimento das relações humanas, né? Sobre as especificidades de você sobreviver num contexto da selva amazônica, como você vai ter responsabilidade com famílias futuramente, como você vai coordenar a sua família a partir de então, né? Então é o que chama de conhecimento oral. Então, para nós, o repasse da informação é vital. Sem isso, morre a história do meu povo.
So his culture, much like the 7 other contacted groups in the Vale do Javari, are oral cultures. So their entire story is passed through oral storytelling, typically from the elders to the young people. It's anything from their history, their story, but very importantly, how to live in the jungle, how to take care of your family, how to survive in the jungle. And the part that stands out: without stories, we die because we don't get the information to know how to survive. Algo mais?
Por isso que nós chamamos, os velhos são as bibliotecas marubos. Se um morre, leva todo um conhecimento com ele. Então, quanto mais velho morre, para nós não é bom, né? Daí a importância da história para nós.
The elders are basically the library, the encyclopedia of the different tribes there, and when they die, so does that story if it doesn't get shared. So the more of the elders die, the more disappears if they haven't passed it on.